Hello, this is Anna Amelia from Northeast Animal Rights. I'm doing another one of our Saturday Spotlight interviews, and today we're delighted to have along Vijay, who is a support group leader for Animals Asia Northeast. She's also a volunteer for Pause for Thought, which is one of the sanctuaries which near support, and she's also a full-time graphic designer as well. So she fits all of those things in, and still is a huge advocate for animals. So welcome, Vijay, and thank you very much for agreeing to do this for us.
Thank you so much for having me, Anna.
We'll go straight to the questions if that's okay. So the one I ask everyone who we have on, can you tell us about your vegan journey, please?
My vegan journey. Well, for me, to be totally honest, I wasn't always vegan. I did start off as vegetarian. I grew up in a predominantly vegetarian household because I come from a Hindu background. So, making that transition from vegetarianism to veganism wasn't difficult. So I've been vegan for about 16 years now. And for me, it's just been like a natural process, really. Not so much as a journey, but it's just sort of happened that I just think it's so easy to be vegan.
Yeah.
But I think growing up in a household of vegetarians, especially with my grandmother and my mom, it was quite easy. It was a bit more difficult with my dad. We were always challenging my dad because he loved his meat, but yeah, I think the fact that I grew up in a Hindu home did make things a lot easier.
Yeah. We spoke to Dina Ahern probably a year and a half ago about Hinduism and the link to veganism, and she was saying the same thing. It's relatively a straightforward transition because the foundation's already there. The kindness towards animals. So was there one specific reason why you went vegan? I mean, did you kind of like see any footage, or was it something which you kind of just decided, you saw it and you thought you would give it a try? Or
well, when I was growing up in South Africa, I mean, we weren't really exposed to the veganism as such. It was South Africa is known for its barbecues and its braais, and it's very much it was always, when I was growing up, just all very much a meat-eating country. But like to be honest, when I moved to the UK, I just the whole you had so much more awareness and so much more exposure to vegan products and the media talking about the dairy industry and also I think mainly my link to Animals Asia, volunteering in an organization that is so focused on kindness and action and cruelty. It is, that was like, there's no ways I could possibly go back to eating dairy or meat. And also the Hindu aspect of it, it's the Hinduism's class, the Hindus class the cow as sacred, and for me, I think a cow's life is just as important as a chicken or a lamb or it's sentient beings at the end of the day. So all good conscience, I could never do that as harm an animal.
I remember Dina saying that the cow was just picked as like a kind of like a not like a symbol rather than a specific animal. So it kind of, the cow represents all animals really, so it's kindness to all animals.
Well, there's a story behind that. It's also because Lord Krishna's favorite companion was a cow. Lord Krishna, one of the Hindu deities. In and the cow was his companion and his friend.
Yeah. So can you tell us about how you became involved with Animals Asia? And we know you from you came to our festival, and and a lot of our group members know you from all the work you do for Animals Asia, the beach cleans and everything. So how did you originally get involved with them?
Originally, I moved to the UK 15 years ago. I walked into a Lush store in Buchanan Street in Glasgow. On the wall at Lush, there was a poster, had a big image of a bear in a cage. And I saw there that it was a charity walk that the Scotland Support, Animals Asia Scotland Support Group were doing. And I just read the little description on there, and it told me what bear farming was all about. And I was absolutely excited. I think it was that grasped my attention, and which led me to go along to the charity walk. And that same day, I became an Animals Asia supporter. finding out from the Scotland group, from Silke Delman, actually, who runs the Scotland group. She gave me more information about it, following all of the rescues online. And that's how I became involved. And when I left Glasgow and moved to Newcastle, to Sunderland, actually, I decided that because I wasn't seeing the Scotland group anymore, I decided I'm going to start raising awareness here in Sunderland and Newcastle, hence North Asia.
Yeah. So you do an awful lot of work around the environment and the oceans. You do beach cleans, regularly. So why is looking after our oceans so important? And also, how does that work, the beach cleans, link into the work you do with Animals Asia? Because to me, there's not a natural link, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, it is. People do ask me that question, like, what is the link? It's I actually intended to, it never started off as a link originally, but it was mainly my love for the ocean and the beaches and keeping the beaches clean, and my love for the animals that live in the ocean. To quote Paul Watson, if the oceans die, we die. We've got to do the beach cleans, obviously, to improve the coastal and ocean ecosystem. The trash is just killing marine life. All of the toxins that are being released into the ocean, the industrial waste is disrupting the aquatic cycle. As you know, with everything that's going on at the moment with the Reclaim Our Sea, there's a lot of outcry over the deaths of animals and marine life due to pollution. For me, keeping the ocean healthy is key, because that's half of the world's oxygen. And also, in terms of the link between Animals Asia and the beaches and the ocean, one of our programs is captive animal welfare. And this includes, it's not just animals in like bears in circuses. We're talking about dolphins and cetaceans as well. We do a bit of work with the China Cetacean Alliance, campaigning for the release of cetaceans in captivity in dolphin aquariums. Dolphins and whales, and that's all. They're not there for entertainment for mankind. They belong in the ocean. And we've got to keep these oceans and beaches and that clean and safe, to protect them.
Yeah. So is this something which Dave Neal works on as well? Because he works with the captive animals, like those different projects. Is that something which he's involved with here?
Captive animal welfare.
Yeah.
So Big Bear Cleans is really the relation there is Big Bear Beach Cleans, because it's Animals Asia and it's all about bears and rescuing bears. Yeah. There's a nice opportunity as well to get to meet new people in the community, getting them involved in keeping the beaches clean, but also it's an opportunity to tell them about Animals Asia's work with the bear biofarming, with ending bear biofarming, because a lot of people have never heard of it. And I just thought a nice platform to be able to raise some awareness. A lot of people who have started coming to the Big Bear Beach Cleans have started following Animals Asia as well as rescues online, which is and supporting and donating. So
Well, we found that when we do our community work, we do, you'll know that we do the litter picking, and that's an opportunity for us, because the people who come along to the litter picking aren't necessarily vegans. So again, it's an opportunity to talk to them about veganism and animal rights generally, but also for them to see that animal rights activists aren't scary people, because obviously there's a lot of sort of stereotypical views out there, isn't there? So it's just a case of we help humans as well. That's what we're trying to do. So I know that you were very embarrassed recently to be nominated and you won an award, and you've been very, very shy about it, but we were absolutely delighted for you. It was absolutely amazing. So congratulations. But can you tell us how you felt when you were nominated and how you're going to use it to promote your work?
Yeah, it's I was like, I couldn't figure out who it was who nominated me, but I found out who it was, and it was actually the gentleman that I bugged and nagged to help to get the beach boxes made at Roka and Seaburn, I'm sure you're the same. It's like I don't do this for awards or recognition. I really, all I want to do is be able to make a difference and to be able to do something positive, for animals and for the environment. So yeah, I was quite embarrassed. And I went along to the award ceremony, and the whole time I was hoping that the little girl would win. And so when they actually called my name out, I was like, oh, I was almost like, is this for real? Like, you know, pinch me, am I dreaming? Because like I really wanted the little girl to win, you know, and I felt on. But in terms of you know, using that, it's a nice opportunity to be able to, like, I mean, I was able to share that award, that award and the win on LinkedIn, but then tagging Animals Asia again, as well as Pulse for Thoughts. So I'm trying to, you know, use all of this to sort of recognition or spotlights to be able to spotlight on the causes that I support, i.e. Animals Asia, Pulse for Thought, any charity really.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, I mean, you're right. I mean, because as much as you kind of, you know, you were very shy about sort of about going there and getting the award, it's a really, really good opportunity to raise the profile of Animals Asia in the Northeast, because people maybe think it's an international charity. It's quite big. It's, you know, but it's actually based somewhere else. But the fact that you're doing work here in the Northeast, it is a big help when you do win awards like that, because I bet probably a lot of people in the room didn't know who Animals Asia were until you got up and spoke about them. And I saw the video. I saw the video you did as well, which was lovely.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the video, the original video was cut a bit because I went into a bit more detail about the animal welfare. But you know what it's like when you've got like a little amount of time,
Yeah.
as much information as you can. But yeah, it was a good opportunity to help raise some awareness for
Yeah, brilliant. So can you tell us about Bach Ma, which is another Animals Asia project? Could you sort of like tell us what's going on with that, please?
Yes, I mean, as you know, we've got over 325 bears across China and Vietnam bear rescue centers, and we've still got loads more bears to rescue. So we've recently actually broken ground at Bach Ma, which is a new site for the new bear rescue center. We've run out of spaces at the Tam Dao Bear Rescue Center, the Vietnam Bear Rescue Center. So Bach Ma is a new project. It's in Bach Ma National Park in Vietnam, and this is where we'll house the remaining biofarm bears in Vietnam. So the race is on to get that ready, because obviously, as you could see, even from last week with the latest rescues of Paddington and Marmalade bears, somewhere to take them. So Bach Ma is a big project, and obviously it costs thousands to build a bear sanctuary, because it's not just creating the sanctuary, but it's all of the jobs that will be created as a result of that, and also the lifelong care for these bears.
So how can we help? I mean, you talked about the money, but are there practical ways we can help Animals Asia, or how can we help?
And at the moment, donations are key, because we're looking at it costs about £30 a week to feed one bear, and there's over 325 bears. And especially now with them going into winter, and the bears will be going into hibernation, so the bears consume a lot more food. So food's expensive, fuel's expensive, and everybody's feeling the crunch at the moment. We need to be able to get these bears fed up in preparation for hibernation. So donations are absolutely key. So by going on to the animalsasia.org website, there's various links that you could donate. And also by getting involved in fundraising activities, like joining us on fundraising activities, or you start doing your own thing, really, whatever it is you want to do. But if you want to get involved here in the Northeast, obviously just get in touch with me, and I can tell you about volunteer opportunities that we have coming up. We've got the Vegan Festival coming up in November as well, so we'll be an Animals Asia Day, so they're coming along and supporting. You'll be helping us.
I mean, there's also on your website you can sponsor a bear as well, can't you? So I mean, that's something which is a good Christmas present for someone. For people say, I don't know what to buy someone, but that's a really, really good present for someone, isn't it?
I sponsor 2 bears, so every month I've got Boo Boo and Vandrew, who pleasure of meeting when I went over to the Vietnam Bear Rescue Center. I also have 2 hippos, by the way. So I've got quite a family to support. So yes, you could sponsor a bear, you could adopt a bear. There's loads of things you could do. You could do charity walks, you could climb a mountain. do a painting, hold a tomato. There's loads of things. If you go onto the animal website, there's loads of ideas on there as well on how you can get involved.
Yeah. So everybody knows you, who knows you, knows that you are absolutely driven. I mean, you literally don't have a spare minute to yourself. So it's been, I know it's been, really appreciate you giving up your time today to do this. So what drives you? What is it? What keeps you going when you're really, really tired and you know you've just got to do that little bit more?
It's my love for the animals and seeing the evidence that there's so many that's needing our help. I just feel if I were to sit back and just relax and, I feel guilty, to be honest. I feel guilty. I feel like I'm wasting time. So I wouldn't say driven, it's more like motivation. So motivate the number of animals that are needing our help and needing us to speak for them and take action. It's kind of action. That's, it's what our motto is, and it's what my motto is. So every opportunity I have to do something positive to help make a difference, I'm going to take it.
Yeah. You mentioned kindness actually, and I think within our group we always we talk about the education approach, and we deliver it with peace and love and kindness, and it's really it's really, really lovely to see such a big organisation as Animals Asia, who it's the cure is kindness in action. It's always got kindness at the root. So how important is that as a message for you as an activist to deliver things with kindness?
Absolutely, it's everything really. I mean, Jill Robinson, she herself is kindness in action, and it's not just kindness towards animals; it's kindness towards one another, and it's kindness towards yourself. It's knowing who you are, respecting and knowing your limitations, being kind to yourself before you be kind to others. And just for me, it's the be all and end all. I mean, I don't get people who are cruel or do take cruel actions. I can't fathom it. It's just something I've always grown up around, and I've been surrounded by people who have been kind, and so I've been lucky in that respect, but yeah, I think especially in this day and age, there's so much of stuff, negativity going on. We need all the kindness we can get, and we need to give all the kindness that we can as well.
Yeah. Well, Whitney, I think you're the personification of kindness. You're absolutely brilliant. You're a fantastic role model. I mean, you've got so much energy, but you've got so many talents, and you're just absolutely amazing. We all love you to bits.
Love you too, and you motivate me, and you and all of your members of your organization are just as amazing, and I'm inspired and motivated by all of your well, and I think it's great. It's great that to get to know people like yourself and like many other supporters of Northeast Animal Rights. And I mean, Laura, who's also with Northeast Animal Rights and also a volunteer at PAWS, she came along and she supported our stalls.
Yeah, she did.
And it's like one big kind happy family.
Yeah, it is. It's lovely. It's lovely. Yeah.
I have my family are all back in South Africa, and I think I've made so many friends through my animal welfare experiences here. So I see everyone who loves animals as members of my own family. Wherever I can help, wherever we can collaborate, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah. So what's next for you then? This is the last question now. So what are you up to next?
Oh no, well, right.
Oh, you've just frozen. You've just frozen there. Hang on, bring you back on. No, I think we've lost Vijay. I don't know if you can. I'm going to start this again. No, I think we've lost Vijay. Hopefully she might come back on soon, but we're pretty much finished up anyway. But it was just absolutely lovely to talk to Vijay there. She's absolutely brilliant. We all think the world of her. So I'm going to sign off now and say thank you very much to Vijay for talking to us today. And we're going to put some links on our page when we air this interview, which is in the next few days, so you can help Animals Asia. And also support Vijay with the beach cleans if you're local to us as well. So I'm going to sign off now. And this is Anna Amelia from North East Animal Rights saying thank you very much, Vijay, for joining us, and we'll catch up with you very soon. So good night for now. Bye.